Hello learners, welcome to BEDS 002 Week 10 Part 1. In today's session, we will be discussing value development and peers. We are going to talk about or discuss about how peers help in value development. Peers are very important for us, for you and me, because it is through peers that we learn a lot of things, a lot of good behavior. We learn through socialization from peer, because man is a social animal and needs the company and society of others, and we have learned that socialization results from a variety of interaction and social encounters. So for us, you and me, who are growing up or who have grown, we have seen that how peers have played a very important role in our life. We are social animals and we need interaction to learn behavior, the societal norms. We need to learn how to behave according to what the society expects of us. So peers are very important, especially when a child is growing up. Peer group influence is very important during the stage of adolescence. When the child is basically from the age of 10 onwards, the influence of the peer is very crucial. As children grow older, their social world also expands. They start to look outside their home towards other children from their neighborhood and school for companionship. To be socialized is one of the main developmental tasks of this period. Children become members of a peer group which gradually reduces the family influence on their attitudes, thinking and behavior. Peer relationship plays an important role in shaping the behavior of children. Children tend to think and behave like others of the same age group, class or friend circle and wish to fit in. So when we talk about peer group, who are peers? Peer are people you identify with because they are of the same age group, or they belong to the same class, or they have the same interests as you have. So when children are growing up, during especially the adolescent stage, they like to fit in, and they like to fit in what is called the peer group. So peer relationship plays a very important role while children are growing up, and at times the influence of the peer is often, it overshadows the influence of the parents. We have also learned that for maintaining emotional health, children need to achieve a balance that helps them make decisions based on a combination of values, that is, values learned from family, values derived from thinking independently, and values imbibed from friends and other role models. Providing clear but fair value systems, setting positive model patterns of behavior, and encouraging formation of peer groups that engage in positive academic, athletic, artistic and social activities are ways in which families and schools can make peer pressure a positive force. Let me talk about who are peers again. Peers are individuals with whom we identify ourselves. Our peers are our friends and those people close to us with whom we spend most of our time and share common interests and feelings. Peers are our like-minded friends and companions. As we grow older, become more independent, our peers play a greater role in our lives, at times even more than our parents and siblings. They are like our extended family. Among peers, there can be friendship and acceptance. We can share anything with them, which in turn help us in building bonds. So like I said, as children grow up, especially during the stage of adolescence, the influence of the peers is very important, very significant, it's very crucial. At times they listen to their peer more than their family members. Now let us discuss what is peer evolution, how this identification of the peer with the peer takes place. As children grow, when they grow older, they become more sociable. The touches, the smiles and gesture are much more coordinated. Children begin to play with toys together. During the second year of children's life, the interaction with other children, age increases, especially during when a child is in his second or third year of age. What happens is interaction increase with the other children, and what happens is you see 2-year-olds often chasing each other around and playing together with toys. And when they grow up, by the time they are 3 years, children clearly prefer some children over others. That is when they begin to have friends. This is how slowly and steadily peer evolution takes place. Peer relationships develop a great deal during the preschool age years. During the elementary school years, peer interaction becomes even more complex. The games children play with peers also are more sophisticated. Children spend a lot of time talking with their friends, exploring ideas with those with similar interests. So, when a child is 2 years or 3 years of age, his or her interests will be different from a child who is going to school, because when a child goes to school, his interests would be different when he was not going to school. The interaction with other children, other peer group become more complex. The relationship become more sophisticated. They spend a lot of time talking with their friends. They start exploring ideas with those with similar interests. This was different when a child was 1 year or 2 year or 3 years, because during this age, when they are between 2 and 3, they would play with toys, they will chase each other around. But this interaction will change when a child grow older. They start going to school, their interests would develop, it would become more complex, so on and so forth. During the school years, children spend time with the children they want to be with, rather than spending time with the children who happen to live next door. Physical fighting, quarrels, during this time what happens is, children would like to spend time with children who they want to be with, rather than with children who are their neighbors or who live just next door. What will happen is, more and more sharing and helping will increase, more and more social interaction will take place, and what happens is physical fighting, quarrels would decrease during these years. During the child, when he or she was in the infant stage, what happens is a lot of fighting will take place during playing, because they would like to snatch each other toys, or they would like to, they would fight with each other, they would quarrel with each other. However, this fighting and quarrels would decrease as they grow older, when they start going to school, because their interests would be similar. They would have more social interaction, they would be more sharing, they would be more helping each other. So, when we see peer evolution steadily increases when a child grows older. Fighting, quarrels would decrease when a child grows older, because when he or she grow older, what happens is interaction with other peer group who have similar interests will take place, and there would be more of what is called social interaction. The intensity of friendship and the importance of the peer interaction increase with the onset of adolescence. Adolescents often are part of 5 to 10% peer group, which are called a clique, which is very important to them. For example, some typical groups you can find in schools would be, some group would be identified as the brains, some group would be identified as the nerds, some group would be identified as the athletic group, some group would be identified as, the beautiful ones, and so on and so forth. So as children increases, as they become older, especially in the stage of adolescence, they form what is called a group, which is called a clique. And this particular group, which is called a clique, this group of people would consist of children or adolescents who share similar interests. They would share interest in sports. They would share interest in taking part in quizzes. They would share. They may form a bond over their love for adventure, or their love for music, and so on and so forth. So this is called a clique, where often adolescents form a group on the basis of their similar interests. Peer interaction, as I said, become more complex and they become more social. Teens participate in what is called hierarchies of relationship, being members of crowds who share lifestyles and general interests, as well as a part of cliques who are closer friends. So you may have classmates in a classroom, you may have schoolmates because you belong to the same school. However, when it comes to a clique, when it comes to forming a close peer group, there would be fewer friends with whom you form a close bond, because it is with this group you share everything, your interest is similar, you share similar ideas. So when we talk about peer evolution becomes more and more complex as a child grows older, and the friendship and the interaction becomes more and more sociable, more and more complex, and it becomes more and more according to what a particular group like, and this particular group who share the same interests will form what is called a clique, or it would consist of friends who are very closely related to each other. Peer relationship plays an important and formative role in the development of social skills in children. If you see children who are sociable, in most cases what happens is, children who are more sociable is because during the formative years, during the stage when they can start playing with children of the other age group, during starting from the infant stage, during this stage, you see children who have been interacting with children from the formative years. There is the development of social skills in children. Children learn to redirect their egocentric interest into avenues that promote the peer group's interest, and so move from self to other-centeredness. What I mean by this is, when children are in their formative years, if they have interaction with other children during these formative years, what happens is their social groups will, their social skills would develop. They would share more and more with children of the same age group, and what happens is their egocentric interest, that is, this concept of I, this concept of self, this concept of I being the center, would move on to what is called to other-centeredness, which means that this egocentric interest, this interest of I am the only person in this room, this type of attitude will change when children interact with other children of the same age group. With children during the formative years, what will happen is their social skills will improve, and they would be able to share things with others, and there would be a lot of improvement in relationship with others. So peer relationship is very important during the formative years. Peer interaction is very important, like I said before. Also, peer conflicts are necessary conditions in which a child learns to accept the point of view of another. When we talk about peer interaction, a lot of peer conflicts also takes place, and peer conflicts is also a necessary condition, because when you have conflict with the other peer group, what happens is a child learns to accept the point of view of another, which shows that when you have conflict of interest with the other member of that particular age group, what happens is the child will learn to accept that, okay, his point of view is also right, my point of view is not always correct, so I have to accept the other's point of view because they are right. I may be wrong, I may not be right all the time, the other point of view is also right in some cases. So in such course of interaction, the child learns to examine his or her own contention. So when we talk about peer relationship, we are talking about peer interaction, which helps to develop social skills in children, as well as during the course of peer interaction, what is very important is peer conflicts are also necessary condition, because a child learns to accept the point of view of another, and also the child also accepts the fact that whatever he says, it's not always right, and you have to listen to the view of others, because the other person point of view is also correct. This experience with the peer group is needed to break down the egocentrism of the child and make him consider viewpoints other than his own. As children become adept in role-taking abilities, they begin to engage in social behavior which involves others, such as teamwork, cooperation, discussion, and planning with others. So, when we talk about peer conflict, when we talk about accepting other peer group members' point of view, what happens is the egocentrism of the child breaks down, and what happens is he or she is able to adapt according to the situation, and the child is able to engage in social behavior which involves teamwork, cooperation, planning with others, because this interaction, this point of view, that your point of view is different from others, it may not always be correct, this particular interaction and peer conflict helps the child to increase his social skills and also help in building what is called teamwork, cooperation, planning with others. Peer interaction is a necessary factor for the development of role-taking skills. The greater the participation of a child in a social group, the more developed are his social skills, and the more likely he or she is to be popular among his peers. So when we talk about peer interaction is a very important and necessary factor for the development of role-taking skills. And when the child participates more and more in a social group, he or she becomes more and more popular, he or she is more and more accepted in his peer group, and this acceptance would lead to what is called ego boosting, would build up his or her self-confidence, would build up his self-esteem. So peer interaction is very important for the development of social skills in children. When we talk about peer interaction, I have said before that with age, when children become more older, when they grow old, what happens is the stage of peer interaction may be quite minimal when the child was in the infancy stage. In those stages, the child would be just playing with the other children of the same age group. They would be just talking about toys, or they would be chasing each other, or they would be talking, or they would be playing with toy cars, toy train, and these aspects during the infancy stage. But what happens when children grow older and older, what happens is children would start identifying what acquaintances are, who is a close friend, and who is a friend with whom they identify more with. If you see children, or if you have children, your own children, what you see is as they grow older, they have this concept of, he or she is my best friend, he is just my friend. So this interaction, this relationship, when peer interaction with age, this peer relationship becomes more complex. What happens is children are able to distinguish between who a close friend is, who is just an acquaintances, or who is just a classmate. The bonding increase with children whom they become very close with, because they now have this concept of, okay, this person is my best friend, he or she is my close friend, he or she is just a schoolmate, a classmate, or just a friend. So peer relationship plays a very meaningful role in the social skills of children. They start developing close bonding with members of the same age group, and we find that this relationship takes a complex turn when children grow older and older. What happens when children become adolescents? What happens during the stage of adolescence? Adolescents explore who they are, what they want to be, what they think, and how they want to live. Children who have higher social competence in areas as leadership skills have the ability to get along well with others. By allowing children to interact with children of their own age group, we are helping them to build social relationship, good social relationship with their peers. So, as parents, as teachers, as family members, it is very important that we allow children to interact with other children of their age group. This is how they build their social skills. This is how they develop what is called leadership skills. This is how they develop confidence, self-esteem, because when they have good social relations with the other peer members, their capacity to interact, their confidence level, taking up leadership roles, taking up the will to perform well in the class. All this happens if we allow them to have interaction with children of the same age group. This social interaction is a mechanism by which a child begins to understand his own behavior from the point of view of others. This helps the child to recognize that the thoughts and feelings of others may be different from his own. He learns to take in and accept others' point of view. This is very important. A child learns to take in and accept others' point of view. This helps the child to understand he or she perceives and feels about a particular issue. Once the child develops this skill, the skill of social interaction, the skill of a peer relation, peer interaction, he can communicate more effectively with other people in different social situations. These social perspective skills are necessary for desirable social cognitions such as moral reasoning, problem solving, thinking, and better social behavior. Better peer interaction and adjustment with peers. So, when children have good social relations with other peer group, they have better social behavior. They are able to perform according to the norms of the society, the accepted rules and regulation of the society. They are able to have better moral reasoning. They are able to have better understanding of problems and how to solve these problems. However, when we are talking about peer interaction, when we are talking about peer relationship, a very important aspect of this peer interaction is what is called peer pressure. A lot of children, you and me also, during our adolescent stage, or if some of you are undergoing this adolescent stage, you may have come across what is called peer pressure. The level of peer influence increases as children grow, and there is this need to conform to the accepted ideas or identity of the peer group. So we see that the level of peer influence generally increases as children grow and as the need to conform grows before they truly form an adult identity. We see there is a lot of a pressure to fit in that peer group. The resistance to peer influence declines as children gain independence from the family. Preschool children tend to be the least aware of peer pressure and are the least influenced by the need to conform. So, what happens is, when we are talking about peer pressure, this peer pressure increases especially when a child is in the adolescent stage, because we find that as the child enters the adolescent stage, the influence of the family declines and the child or the children identifies more and more with the peer group. And pressure occurs when the child wants to adopt similar values and beliefs and goals to participate in the same activities as those in the peer group, and the peer influence or the peer pressure increases and it peaks during adolescence, but it never entirely disappears. Even though it peaks during what is called the adolescent stage, what happens is, even when you are an adult, you feel the pressure to conform in order to belong to a desired group, and this can be in the place of work, in your neighborhood, or even in the family. Peer group exert a powerful influence on growing children, especially adolescents. No matter how foolish it may seem to grown-ups, belonging to a group is something very important and significant to a child. Peer groups are a place where children feel accepted, where they can act themselves, feel good about themselves, their self-confidence or their self-esteem is enhanced, and it is commonly seen that the life for children becomes simpler when they conform to the values of their peer groups. So in today's class, dear learners, what we have discussed is what is the influence of peer group, how peer interaction takes place, how it peaks during the adolescent years, and how much of peer pressure or the pressure to fit in a peer group increases when children grows older and older. So with this particular class, we have completed BETS 002 week 10 part 1. Thank you so much for listening.